on this live stream. First of all, we're going to kind of focus on teal season because that was requested else in the last stream. Here. But yeah, so teal season. It comes in September, and it's kind of the first chance that we all get at shooting duck. And I knew last September when teal season came in, I was super stoked about it because I was ready to kill ducks again. But it didn't go quite as planned. What's that doing? Bobby?
I'm good.
You sure?
I had to plug in a bunch of stuff, man.
Okay. What do you got to say about teal season, Bobby?
Teal season, man. Hopefully, before teal season opens up, you went and did some dove hunting so you could get a little bit of refresher training under your belt because the suckers are fast, but damn it, they're fun when you can find them. Like we were talking right before this, a lot of our hunts that we have with teal are going to be on public marshes, man. It's where the water is going to be every year, and they keep coming back to it. So other than public marshes, we don't get to hunt a lot of teal, you know, whether it be rivers or just don't work on teal. Yeah, good luck. Hard to spot.
Okay, so for those of you who are new to this live stream thing that we've been doing every week, if you guys leave some questions and topics for us to talk about in the comments of the live chat, we will get to them. But for like the first 5 minutes here, we'll probably talk about teal season for as long as we can, but there's really not much to it. So
yeah.
Teal season wise, it basically, for me, what I've come to figure out is it comes down to scouting. Once you figure out where the birds go, and especially on public land, because that's the only place I've hunted teal, and I think that's like the best place to hunt teal is public marshes, and you know, there's birds in your area, you'll have a pretty good chance at them. Put a spinner out, and you're golden. Not much calling is involved, in my opinion.
Yeah, some whistles, some small whistles, and as far as quacks, just to get their attention from long distance, and then you cut the quacking off. How many decoys do you use for teal? That's a great question. Honestly, not many. I think in all of our actual teal hunts, we've at most ran like, we always use big floaters in with them, but I think we use like a dozen big floaters and then like a dozen teal or half a dozen teal. So it doesn't take a lot of actual teal decoys to hunt teal. You don't even have to have teal to hunt teal. You can use regular duck floaters, but I'll tell you what, when you have a good one, they're fun. There's some fast action shooting.
Can you mix mallards and teal decoys? Of course you can. You can use, I think you can use any decoy out there, to be real honest. I mean,
oh yeah,
mallard hens especially.
Yeah, because in teal season they're still eclipsed, right. And by eclipse that means like the drakes, they're not mating full plume colors, so the drakes are going to look a lot like the hens. So if you just put hen greenlings, hen mallards, hen gadwalls, any kind of hen decoy you have, you put it in your decoy spread, it's not going to look any different. Right. And we've ran full plume regular mallard decoys during teal season. We've killed birds. But the biggest thing that you have to figure out is where the birds are going. Set up in the flight path of those birds and be in just a general area of where the teal go, you'll have a pretty good shot at them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, the teal, man, I'll tell you what, you get on a good one, they're fun, but at the beginning of the season, kind of on a lighter note, man, they're hard to shoot. They're real hard to shoot. A lot of times they're early morning birds. Shots are going to be right off the bat, and when they first come in, usually it's dark enough to where you don't see them come in because they're so small. and then they'll zip across the water right and then cattails so damn fast that you can't get your gun turned quick enough to shoot them before they fly out. So they're a bunch. They are a bunch of fun, hard to shoot in the beginning of the season for sure. They're a blast.
Okay, so we got a question about calls, and so like well, okay, yeah, is it okay to use a regular mallard call for teal? Yeah, I've used it, and honestly, in my own personal belief, you don't really need calls for teal, and especially in teal season. Just rely on your scouting, and the birds will show. And if they don't show, go and scout again. Do feel more confident with your calling. They do make blue-winged teal calls. I've seen them work, but I personally do not have one. I've never used one, so I can't tell you that it for sure works for me. But mallard call, you know, it depends on where you live. So if you're up north, then there's probably more mallards in that area when teal season comes around, so you might have a better shot at it.
Yeah, I think, and most of all, something that you learn over years of teal hunting is that it's shoddy. It's shoddy. It's a shoddy deal. It's not always going to work. It's not going to work like hunting big ducks or geese for sure. It's not going to be as consistent. It's so early. It's usually warm, usually in your waders and a t-shirt. If you've never done it, with shorts underneath them suckers, usually sweating still. So it's warm enough to where the birds are not pushed to have to go feed at a certain time before it gets too cold and dark. They're not pushed to have to feed. The birds fly whenever, and it's usually early. So teal, much more of a sporadic, just naturally style of hunting. It's not going to be as easy to plan a good teal hunt, But when they're good, they're good. They're fun, and cherish them when you get them because, like I say, they're spotty.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with you with the teal being spotty. There's been days where I go out to teal hunt and we shoot 6, 7 teal, and the next day we go out and we shoot 2. I mean, it just. There's also days where you just sit and watch them just fly right past you outside of shooting distance.
Yeah. They're not birds that act like big birds. They don't act like big birds. They're not going to circle you twice and come down cupped up. The infamous decoy. They're not going to do that. They're going to be I guarantee you 75% of your shots, at minimum 75%, if not more, are going to be while they're buzzing right over the top of your decoys and you shoot them on the fly. That is literally going to be 75% of your shots. So it's something, teal season is something that it's meant not to take too serious. It's the beginning of the season. Get your feet wet, get back in the groove, get back outside, the whole 9 yards. Don't worry about too many specific calls or specifics about it. Use whatever you have already for your regular duck season and just start. Get out there opening day. Good luck, because marshes are usually swamped opening teal. I mean, just flooded with people. That's something about it too.
I can definitely agree with that. There's a lot of people that go out for teal season.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of months all bound up sitting at home,
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah. So, teal season is definitely hit or miss. If you have birds, you have birds. If you don't have birds, you don't have birds. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Mojos, asking if mojos tend to scare them. No, mojos actually help you with teal season.
Most definitely.
It's adding motion to your spread, and it's helping you out that way. And you don't have to spend big bucks getting, teal mojos or mallard mojos. You can actually use dove mojos for teal season. You need a long pole unless you're hunting really body of water.
Right. Yeah, mojos and a small usually most teal hunts you can get away with a dozen decoys and a mojo, and if it don't work with that, it was never going to work with 10 dozen. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Because teal,
We gotta-
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Teal, I mean, they don't usually land in groups, swim in big groups. Usually teal, if you watch them, they're kind of on their own. They'll land in the cattails kind of by themselves to go feed in very ones and twos groups. They feed around. They don't necessarily land in big bodies of water. I think you might have mentioned that. They don't land in big bodies of water. So when you do teal hunt, set up in a. I found in our marshes in like if you have canal systems in the marsh with that, wind and a really windy type of canal that is in cattails, that is awesome for teal. And usually here's one tip that I'm glad I just remember this. My best teal season I ever had was out west at Cheyenne Bottoms. It's got how you get out to the main body of water. It's like just these roads, water paths that are in 6-foot cattails. When it opens up to the main water, you just you literally put all your spread and your mojo right when those offshoots come into the main body, and you shoot them on the fly coming out of those tunnels. They use them like tunnels, especially when there's a bunch of gunfire. They get down and they want to fly in them cattails. So fast birds, hard as hell to hunt.
We got a question up a little ways about shot size. I use 6-shot or
Yeah, for
4-shot.
Yeah, man.
The big duck that we do on mallards and geese. The pattern is much smaller than using the bigger shot.
Yeah, I use 6-shot for teal.
Yeah, I did. If you go any bigger than that, if you get down into the 2s and 4s, or that pellet size is so big that you're just going to cream them. You just literally debreast them.
In big duck season, I've shot teal with double B's.
Yeah,
it kills them, but you just gotta have a good shot placement.
Mm-hmm.
So, for now, for you guys watching, go ahead and give us some topics to talk about, and we'll answer some of your questions that you have. It doesn't have to be about teal season. We just kind of want to start out with kind of talking about teal season. So any kind of big duck stuff or whatever you want to have us talk about right now, just go ahead and put it in the live chat. Decoys, we already talked about this, but yeah, you can use mallard decoys for teal season. I don't think it really matters. They just see ducks on the water and they go in. So that you want to kill but haven't killed yet. Lucas?
Black duck.
Black duck.
Black duck.
I wanna shoot a whistling duck. Or a ruddy duck.
I want to shoot a ruddy duck too.
And a black duck. And a cinnamon teal.
Cinnamon. Yeah, this is all the ones I haven't killed yet. I want to kill.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, I want to. One of my things with duck, I want to have you see pictures of them, just a heck of a woody hunt, like just a sick woody hunt in some timber or something on a pond, flooded pond or something. That would be money. That's one of my dream duck hunts, is just a really good woody. Old wood duck hunt.
He wants a good woody.
You want a good woody?
I'll always accept a good woody.
Okay, so why haven't I done any turkey hunting? I just haven't.
What haven't you?
I have not had the time to go out and scout birds and hunt birds, and I've never really turkey hunted hard before. I turkey hunted for my first time last spring, and I had a shot, but didn't take it, and yada yada yada. But I've only been out like 4 or 5 times, so I'm not super confident to just go out by myself and bag a turkey. That's how I am right now.
It is, but with turkey hunt, it is honestly, seriously, it's one of the easiest damn things to do. It is extremely easy. The tactic that I've used for turkey hunting, you have to scout them, obviously. I've heard, and don't quote me on this. This is what I've just used. It works. This is what a lot of my buddies uses, and it works. They say that a turkey will be on like a quarter-mile or half-mile circle is like their walking pattern. So wherever you scout them, if it's morning or evening, that's don't quote me on this. I think it's clockwise. I don't know if if it is. It would be really good to know if it was for sure, because that'd be extremely helpful. But if you think about the circle, and you use that technique, man, it actually works. And you put out like just two decoys, and dude, it's so easy, especially with a shotgun. With a bow, it's obviously a little harder. Small target, over 20 yards might be a little difficult, 30 yards. But with a shotgun, I mean, it's cake. And no, I have not done it yet, but I'm supposed to go Saturday morning if it's not pouring rain. And we're supposed to have rain literally every day for the next week.
Okay, so we got this question: would you rather duck or goose hunt? I feel like that depends on the situation.
Late in the season.
And how late
Yeah,
in the season,
season,
and if it's over water or over a field. And so, like, if it's a really hot field for geese, I would definitely take that. And I can get them right in my face, I would take that over ducks any day. But if there's a crap ton of mallards around and they're hitting the fields hard, I would take that over geese. But generally, if you have a field that's pretty hot, you're going to get ducks and geese in there.
Yep.
So,
yeah,
that's kind of how it is.
Just hopefully the damn things are open together, you know. They flop them around 2 or 3 times throughout the whole season to where they're not huntable together. They'll close this for a week. I think like duck here will close like for a week, and then blah blah blah. It's just their seasons end up every time that week off at the end of December. It messes you up every time, because that's usually when they're here. I swear. But
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? It's a pain in the butt. But as far as what's my favorite, essentially, like I said before, my favorite hunt. I do a lot of field goose hunting, and really successful at that. But my favorite, what I don't get to do all the time, and what I've loved the most, is ducks on the river, man. When you get in and you get them tornadoing on you on the river, ridiculous. But ducks in the field is pretty unique too. Go ahead.
When it comes to me, I would take a duck hunt on a field.
Yeah.
I haven't had one yet, but I swear.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna happen.
It will.
We had a question up a little ways about jerk rigs and how much movement do they actually bring and when to use them. My opinion on jerk rigs is you really use them in the early season often. I mean, we might, but we don't. Gets later towards the end of the season and you pull your mojo, you always want, a little movement in your spread, especially on non-windy days. Non-windy days, jerk rigs work wonders.
I have to say that jerk rig is probably one of the most important pieces of duck hunting equipment out there, and it can turn your hunt from being really crappy to being the best hunts of the season. Because generally when they like a jerk cord, they don't care about your calling. They don't care about a mojo. They don't care how big your decoy spread is. If you have that motion in the decoys, it just draws them in. So I personally believe that a jerk rig is probably one of the most important things that you can have with you when you're duck hunting.
Yeah, I think we bashed that one to death on the first live stream, didn't we?
Yeah,
we covered that thing hardcore. But motion, overall motion in your decoys, especially if there's no wind, and you're on water, motion in your decoys is a must. If you have ducks sitting on a glass pond or something, glass water, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. And like you were saying, pulling the mojo in the late season, they're used to seeing those mojos in the late season. And then if you have a glass pond and you don't have a jerk rig and that water is not moving, you better be picking up some rocks to throw in that sucker. We do it all the time. We'll get sticks, rocks, anything, and just keep chucking stuff in there if we don't have that jerk cord. And dirt clods, whatever, just chuck them in there every now and then, especially if you see the birds coming, chuck a bunch so it starts moving. I know that sounds retarded and really beginnerish and dumb, but if you don't have a jerk cord, do it, because that water moving is everything. That's if the wind isn't. Wind will help you out, obviously, but if there ain't no wind and that sucker's just sitting there, start throwing something in or using your jerk cord for sure.
Yeah, jerk rigs, you really don't need them on windier days because you already have motion in your decoys. You really only need it when there is no motion in your decoys.
Right.
Because that will have motion. And so we got a question asking if we will get a dog to retrieve our ducks for us. Someday. Eventually. Once we won't get evicted after having a dog in our apartment.
Oh, that sucks.
Once I can financially support a dog and myself, that is kind of one of the main things. Dogs are expensive. And I can only support one of those. I'd rather support me.
They are, dude.
I'm going to answer this question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm the best shot.
Lucas is the best shot. He shot birds at like 80 yards. Just one shot. He stays on it, 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 stays on it. Boom! He folds it.
Them long shots are badass. Yeah, dogs are expensive, man. And
come on,
the thing is for what?
You were frozen.
Oh, what? Yeah, I know. When you guys like start really getting at it, it kind of freezes for a minute. But you can't just go buy a normal lab and expect it to. You can train the heck out of it, but a good dog that is a bred dog, line, blah blah blah, paperwork and all that stuff. Man, them things are expensive. You're looking at well over $1,000 for a good dog. If you're wanting a dog that's going to perform for 7-8 years and perform really good, man, they're expensive. And then if you're not having success training it yourself and you decide, well, I'm going to go put it in boarding school or whatever, and obedience training and all this stuff, that is ridiculous. It's usually a per month cost, which is minimum of like $1,000 a month just for the training. So man, dogs are expensive. My best friend Wade, you've seen his in a lot of my videos. His name's Four, not Thor. Everybody's like Thor. His name's Four, like golf.
Like the number?
Yeah, like golf. Four. So when you call him, it sounds like you're yelling four for golf. It was an old joke or whatever. But man, he's an expensive dog. But when you hunt with a good dog like that, you see the quality of them, man. They help so much.
Yeah, so we also got a question asking about goose floaters and a duck spread for a confidence decoy. And I'm honestly a firm believer in this. And I like to, whenever I can throw a goose decoy in, I will. Because, one, they're bigger than ducks. And that just catches more attention. There's more of a likelihood of them seeing that goose decoy instead of the duck decoys.
Right.
And oftentimes when you see ducks and geese on the water, the geese are kind of off to the side, minding their own business, and the ducks are trying to get up in their business. And, it's just kind of natural for them to see ducks and geese together, whether it be geese or ducks. But if you're primarily hunting geese over water, you don't really need duck decoys. But having the goose decoys in that spread with the ducks kind of gives you a better likelihood of being spotted by birds flying by.
Right. Yeah, they're a lot more noticeable they can be seen from farther away, for sure. For sure. We do that quite a bit, as long as you can, using the season is there. I won't use them if obviously goose isn't open, but as long as the season's open, man, I've had we've had more duck decoys out than geese, and still had a whole, a group of 12 geese come in. So it goes both ways. It doesn't matter. They're waterfowl. They're used to feeding together, especially if the feed and the water is where the birds want to be, where the food is or whatever. It doesn't matter. They're going to land together, especially in the beginning of the season. New birds, easier to manipulate on the water.
Yeah. I've never hunted geese over the water before. Like we shot a couple this past season, but we never hunted geese over water. The best goose hunts we had were in a field, and I killed my first goose this past season. So I mean, that just kind of shows you where I'm at right now.
Right. We had my first. Okay, yeah, it's my first video that I ever put up 5 months ago. The first one. The whole thing is of our goose hunts over water, because we leased for 2 years straight this just fire pond, and I mean it's like a half a mile, well no, it's like a mile away from this roost, and they use it as a loafing pond, like heavy in the mornings, heavy. Sometimes the whole wad would come over to it before they actually went out to feed. And the footage that I have that I made that first video with, but you want to talk about awesome. Oh my God. Smoking big old honkers, and they're splashing, and dogs having to get them. It was identical to duck hunting a pond, just like that pond that you guys are at a lot. Duck hunting that, but goose hunting that the same exact way. We used layout blinds right on the shore every time with like 6 dozen floaters, and then we stacked the bank with full bodies. And I miss that place. Now the farmhand has full permission to that sucker, and he don't lease it out anymore. But that was one of the best, most consistent, fun places that we have ever had. Go ahead, Josh. I'm going to call. What call?
It says what kind of choke tubes you guys use? Teal. I use a full all year, so I don't change up anything. What teal?
Dang, cowboy.
I shoot a modified choke basically all season.
Yeah.
So I never really switch that up.
If you want to make it easier on yourself, honestly, if you want to shoot a little bit more teal, run an open cylinder in teal season, and then like he said, I usually run a modified all the way through goose, but go get you an open cylinder. It'll make it a little easier to hit them fast little suckers.
Go watch 30-minute limit, and I put the smacking on some teal with the full choke.
Yeah, I didn't seal that day.
Oh, man.
2-man limited 2 on 30 minutes. That was pretty freaking great.
It was a quick hunt. We were in and out and had to go to class.
I was like, are we really done? That was it? How many birds we got? Yeah, my favorite part of that hunt was definitely when Luke was fidgeting with his gun because it wouldn't cycle or fire or something. He's like, there's more coming. He's like, that's all you. I can't. And I crouch down, and then I wait, and Luke goes, and I pull up, boom, smoke 2 of them.
Hell yeah. That's fun, dude.
All right, Bobby. What kind of calls do you use?
Dude, I can't even like sit here and even act like I have a call lineup that I remotely even enjoy.
Same.
Like, seriously, I'm a cheap SOB, and I hate spending the money I actually need to be spending on calls. I need to go spend, $300 at minimum for a new duck and goose call. Mine work. I'm not even going to say the names because I'm not proud to be blowing the thing.
You've got like a black and white goose call, right?
Yeah, and that ain't a bad call, dude. That's such an old call. I wonder what the thing is. Dude, I've used that call for minimum 6 years.
I think Adam
Oh,
has
here it
that
is.
same call, and I've used it.
Oh, look at this. Here we go. So here we go, right here. Look at that. Right beside him. This is how much I care. The barrel's full of dirt. It is a Night and Hail Pit Magic. It's a good call. The thing is actually it blips really well, and it's not that like real muffled blip. And then here I got this one, my duck call. It's wood, love it, but not too proud of all the calls I got. They're not. They're about worn out for sure.
Luke, what kind of calls do you use?
I think I still have, no, I took that hardcore off. No, I still have
You
it.
still use that hardcore?
I use a hardcore call, and then I tuned up a Ducks Unlimited call, and it sounds just like the hardcore. I don't even know why I have it on there because I could just use the hardcore instead of that. But used Goosezilla
by Quackhead.
There you go.
Quackhead.
Hey, dude, I used the quack. Hey, I used a Quackhead, no lie, for like 3 years. I mean, it was a handful of years ago, but I used that sucker for 3 years before it just worn out and became too flappy, and I couldn't bend it anymore. But those aren't bad calls, man. Honestly, they're good, especially $20 will get you by for the year for sure.
Oh yeah, Quackhead makes really good calls, and Quackhead's actually made by R&T. So, you know, you're going with a name that has good duck calls, and you know that Quackhead's going to be good. And I definitely feel it's probably one of the best polycarp goose calls on the market.
Yeah.
It gets deep. It gets groany, like a big old Canada honkers.
Yeah.
Duck calls that I use, I just got my Ducklander Con Artist off of Adam, bought that off of him. I need to put a different reed in there. The reed that I have in it right now is not good for the type of calling that I do. And then the other duck call I have is just a Quackhead pipe, polycarp single reed. And I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah.
And my goose call is Gardner Gander Hammer.
Yeah, I mean, when we're talking about, especially if you talk about the best goose and duck calls, obviously, like I like CNS calls. I really like them. A couple buddy has those. They are beautiful calls. There's a couple different ones that are new and out that are really, really good. One of my favorites, I've never blown it. I'm not sponsoring the guy, but I will tell you, because they're so good. I love the Bill Saunders calls. Have you heard the Bill Saunders calls?
No.
Bill Saunders is like a local. I don't know of him very well, but some of my friends have actually hunted with him. He's a local call maker. He's almost famous type of deal, and a lot of people know him. He makes his own calls, and man, look them up. They're a little pricey, but man, they sound the best, both duck and goose.
My favorite goose call that I've blown is a zinc moneymaker.
Yeah, a lot of people have had them for a long time.
I freaking love that call. It just
good.
Easy and it's loud. It's a full acrylic call. You can really hit a lot of notes on that thing.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna step up my call game this year. I'm gonna buy a couple new calls just because the ones I have are so cheap. I mean, I'm still gonna stick with the hardcore, but the Zinc Moneymaker, I blew it multiple times at Bass Pro, and I love that call. And then
makes me get a Woody.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna buy another duck call to just have with me to get good at blowing, throughout the season.
Yeah,
but you really don't need to spend $100 on a nice call to kill ducks. Your $20 polycarp's going to do the trick. But, the nicer calls, they're just a tad bit easier to tone your liking. You can hit a wider range on them, I feel.
Yeah, and when you buy the cheaper calls, it's, it's like anything else, and I think something that we always try to stress is you don't anything, whether it's decoys, calls, your gun, your ammo, any of that. You don't have to go and do the trendy thing to do. Oh, what's all the pros doing? What are they wearing? What are they using? You ain't got to do that to go have a great hunt, like at all. You don't have to spend the money. So that's something that we really want to stress to you guys is, yeah, the equipment's better. Just like Sitka. You all know how expensive Sitka is. It came out, I wouldn't buy it for the first 4 years it was out, 5 years. It was too expensive. Too expensive. I tried it on once. I'm like, okay, I got to have it because it was that good. And I was at that point in my hunting career. You know what I mean? There's a reason it's so expensive because it's ridiculously good. But just like calls and anything else, it goes the same. Go get what you can afford. Buy your stuff there. See, I got my calls from Walmart. There you go. That's perfect. Seriously, go to Walmart, man. I still buy all, if I can, if Walmart isn't sold out, like we talked about in the last one, I still buy all my ammo from Walmart.
Oh yeah, Flintstone calls from Walmart, dog. They're the best. You can bend them. You can, like, if you're stuck in a tight situation, you know, you can bend it sideways and still call it something. You know what I mean?
No.
Oh boy.
No. Go to friggin' Crackhead if you're gonna get a polycarb, or the Zinc PH2. The Zinc PH2 is a great polycarb for $30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't break the bank right off the get go to think you got to go have a good hunt, man.
Yeah, I didn't break my bank with my Sitka jacket.
Oh, you didn't?
The old lady did.
Well, you're lucky. We actually get and no advertising. I don't give a crap, but we get 50% off. So that's the only reason I bought it. I got it. It was normally like $300. I got it for $150. So if I had to pay the $300, there is no way in. You know what? I wouldn't do it, no matter how warm it is. But if the old lady bought it, man, hey.
Hey, it's I know, right?
Hey, pimping ain't easy. Oh goodness.
You guys are really slowing down on these questions / topics for us to talk about. Let's see if we can get one more good one in tonight.
One good question. There's been some good ones, but I feel like there's a lot of questions that now in this one we've kind of answered twice. So
and that's just gonna happen.
No, yeah, it will. They're commonly asked questions for sure.
Okay, so I shoot a Benelli.
What do you shoot, Bobby? Franchi. You shoot a Franchi.
Yeah.
Franchi.
Franchi. Who knows? We're not German or Australian, wherever the hell they're from.
Australian? Jeez.
Okay, maybe I exaggerated that a little bit.
You know, this guy was asking Browning or Benelli. Both make great guns, so you can never go wrong with shooting a Browning or shooting a Benelli.
Hey, the SB2s, man, I gotta give it up for an SB2. They are expensive for a reason. I have 4 buddies that have them, and those things are like tanks. They're built like tanks, and they don't quit. It's like an AK-47, dude. You can, when you look at them, how the bolts are and how the chamber is, they're dang good guns. I haven't experienced the Browning now, Luke. I haven't shot it. I've hunted with the SB2 though, and boy howdy, they're good guns. A little heavier. They're a little heavier than the Franchi. I like a light gun. That's one of my main deals. Is I love a light gun so you can throw it around and shoulder it fast. But they're built a little thicker and tougher for a reason. They last.
I've shouldered and shot Luke's A5 a couple times, and I like that gun a lot. I like the A5 because
And the only reason why I like my A5 is because your sights on the A5, they're lifted a little bit.
the
There's
humpback.
Yeah, there's like a hump right before the first sight. There's a hump, and it sticks up about an inch, inch and a half, and it's so much easier to just come up, and you're already there instead of having to put your head down. You're already there. It's instant shots.
Yeah. Right.
And it just depends on personal preference when it comes to your gun. Just like, different cowboys, they like different saddles. Different people like driving different types of cars.
Are you Brokeback Mountain or what?
He's gonna go buy a Prius.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go. But what I'm getting at is, you need to find the gun that fits you, because all guns have different fits.
Oh yeah.
You can't just be like, oh, Luke shoots an A5. I'm gonna go buy an A5. It's not that easy. You need to go to the store and try out and shoulder the different guns and see which one fits your body, because all of us have different arm lengths and different shoulder sizes and neck lengths. And
yeah, I know my shoulders are huge, dude.
Hey, we're on shotguns. I would say when I transferred from a pump to a semi-auto, my hunting game just completely switched up.
Oh, for sure. I'll never go back.
Well, some of us can't afford semi-automatics.
Crazy. Well, come on, man. You some of your YouTube revenue, man. Dang. Look at the face. Pepsi done got you, didn't they?
Yeah. Hey, Benelli, sponsor me.
There you go.
Get Super Black Eagle 3.
Yeah, the auto game. Go ahead.
I want a Super Black Eagle 3. I played with it in the store, and I'm like, oh, this gun's nice, and it fits just. It's pretty similar to my Supernova, which I love shooting my Supernova. Like, I went from a Mossberg 500 to a Supernova, and it just made a world of difference for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When you're shooting a higher, it makes a difference. At least just kind of the fit and the comfort, and just shooting it in general. It's just a more pleasurable experience.
Right. When the day you switch to an auto, dude, you're gonna fall in love with it. It is ridiculous. Your accuracy on getting on the second bird or the third bird, if you shoot a triple, it's there. There's all this huffle buffle, every time you got to cock it. Oh man, don't be eyeballing me like that, man. Why are you eyeballing me like that,
bruh? I don't have. I shoot them both with one shell.
Get out of here, dude.
I did.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm leaving, man. Just kidding, I'm coming back, but still.
Yeah.
All right. So we've hit the 45-minute mark, and I think that's good for tonight. Thanks for tuning in for this live stream. We've been doing these every week. So if you like these, go ahead and drop a like, and tune in next Thursday, because we do these Thursday night at 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time.
He said, what we dipping on, dog? I'm just holding it up.
Oh. So, we got, go check out Bobby's channel, Bobby Guy Films, in the description of the video, or it should be. Maybe not.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows if you remembered your boy or not.
I think it is. Yeah, I put it in the description. And Luke's channel is Limits TV. It's also in the description of the channel. Luke's going to try and post some videos here.
Man, it's just hard. It's just hard. I think, hey, Bobby, get at this. I think I'm going to buy a drone and be a strict drone footage kind of guy. What do you think?
No, you can't just be a strict. You got to vlog, man. That's what this is all about. You're gonna vlog with your drone, and
they don't even have sound.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, just be strict drone. You got to vlog, man. That's what you have to.
I'll just get my iPhone 7 out and vlog. How about that?
No, I have 2 DSLRs.
You can't. You got to, man. Got to. It's
All right.
when you're starting that channel, man. It's hard. It's hard to, dude. I know. I'm barely into it. I completely understand. But yeah,
Drone vlogging, next level.
yeah. See, you could always record around at the same time. They're not loud at all. They're not loud at all.
Talking to the drone.
Hell yeah.
Walking into Walmart with a drone.
That'd be badass. Find my drone in Walmart. That'd be
You
sweet.
get kicked out.
Yeah, that might be a little overboard, Lucas.
Hey, it's
Jesus.
All right, we'll call it a night. Pops is calling you.
What's up, old man?
He's so next level. He talks on the phone on his watch.
What's up? Me, Luke.
All right, we're gonna get off here. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Catch you on the next one.